We go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Jim Miller.
Well, there you have it. Jim Miller defeats Thiago Alves. Pretty good fight, pretty entertaining. Jim Miller landed some good takedowns. He really timed them well. There was big moments during the fight. When it looked like he was in a little bit of a trouble, he'd get the takedown. Showed his veteran savviness. Good win over Thiago Alves. Thiago Alves, he didn't make the weight, so he was, who knows what with the hard weight cut. His body probably wasn't the best. He didn't seem very quick off the get-go. Joe Rogan pointed it out. But good win for Jim Miller. This division, the lightweight division, is so stacked. We're talking about Jim Miller here, who's on a 3-fight win streak, against Takanori Gomi, Joe Lozon, and now Thiago Alves. And he's not even ranked in this division. He's not even in the top 15. But, he definitely should get a solid, someone outside the top 10, maybe from 10 to 15 next, somewhere in there. That's who he should face next. But good win. But that just goes to show how impressive Tony Ferguson to have 9-fight win streak in that division, the Shark Tank of the UFC they call it, is unprecedented. Tony Ferguson. I want to talk about him for a minute. Despite what happens with Khabib or Johnson tonight, in my opinion, there's no debate that Tony Ferguson deserves a title shot more than Khabib or Michael Johnson, despite Michael Johnson beating him. Michael Johnson, in his last 3 fights, he's won 2 out of the last 3. He's lost 2 of the last 3, Michael Johnson. So beating him doesn't, grant you a title shot, especially after all Khabib's inactivity. But anyway, Michael Johnson, he, basically, Tony Ferguson, he's on a 9-fight win streak. He fought RDA at high altitude. He landed 200 punches at high altitude. Was outstriking RDA. He outlasted him. He had better cardio. He stuffed his takedowns. Just a phenomenal performance. And I think at the very least, you got to go Ferguson versus Khabib. If Khabib wins tonight, you make that fight and the winner gets a title shot. But Michael Johnson did beat Ferguson, but Ferguson broke his arm in that fight. Still dropped him with the broken arm. In the fight, he dropped Johnson, but Johnson won it. That was 4 years ago. And what has Michael Johnson done lately? Even with a win over Khabib would be huge. It'd be 2 good wins, Dustin Poirier, Khabib. But it doesn't compare to 9-fight win streak. And the 9th one, the cherry on top, is that tremendous performance against RDA. What a fight that was. High altitude, landed 200 punches. Who does that? Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, that was a high volume fight. And Conor landed, I think, 163 significant. And Ferguson had 199 significant. So, and at high altitude. Ferguson's a beast. It's either he gets the title shot next, or he fights Khabib if Khabib wins, and that's the bottom line. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Pretty good fight, Jim Miller, Thiago Alves. Jim Miller looks good again. If you like the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1. Peace.